There will be spoilers in this video, you have been warned. Kavaludaari is a superb film, filmmaking at its finest. But for me, it's let down by some pacing issues. Really enjoyed watching this film on Amazon Prime. You have to take my review with a grain of salt because watching the film with subtitles is not the best experience of watching a film. While watching this film also, there were some places where the dialogues were not subbed at all, like a TV news in the background or someone's dialogue who's not in the scene. It happened only for 3 or 4 moments, but that does hamper the experience. Let's start with the things I really liked. When you're watching a thriller film, a neo-noir in this case, there should be barriers, conflicts for your main protagonist, which raises the tensions and makes it engaging. And throughout the film, our protagonist was facing these issues and was overcoming them. At no point it felt easy for him. I really liked that the hero was not perfect. He was smart, he was clever, but he made mistakes also. And he was constantly learning from his superior, his mentor Muthana, the retired police officer.
The film very well shows and depicts the state of Sham as he wants to be an inspector in the crime branch and not a traffic police. The way the movie starts with him saying that he gets up at 6 and exercises and go to the office by 8:30, but we see him in his bed. The way he comes to his uniform when he wants to wear it, when he's wearing his shoes, he's putting the band-aid. Small things can tell us so much about the character without it being explained in dialogues.
I love the cinemat and the visualizations. One particular scene was when Sham was going through the reports and how we were transported into a different room altogether, how he was interacting with characters 40 years ago who had given the interviews, and all of that was in the report. It felt like we were in the universe of the report itself.
How time stopped, how he was talking to the suspects, how he was moving around in the history, which was all laid down in the report. It had inspiration from the Sherlock TV show.
And it was such a creative way to provide the audience the exposition.
One more particular scene was when Sham was carrying Bhutan in the ambulance. The whole sequence was very well executed, and to visually show that Muthana is dead, I love that. When Sham is outside in the traffic clearing it out, and then we just see the ambulance stop the siren. It was such a fabulous scene. I've never seen that anywhere else.
And even the visual distinctions between the flashbacks, between the present, between everything happening in Sham's mind, it was so clearly done that at no point the audience will feel confused in what time period they are. Everything was captured by the camera, but the magic was done by the editing and the sound design. The editing in this film is incredible. I would not go into detail because the channel Moving Images made a superb video about the editing in this film, so go check it out. The link is on top and in the description below. I just loved how everything was cut together. Even just a small cut like Sham turning off the light, cut to him switching off his scooter. It's a very simple cut, but it's very impactful. Love that they played with the elements of shadows, mirrors, contrast, colors, the whole monologue of the villain telling us how he did everything. It was all in a red tint. Whenever Sham was in deep thought, the colors kept changing. It's filmmaking at its finest. Hemanth M Rao, the director and writer, has crafted this film so well and beautifully. After watching the film, I watched his interview with Bharadwaj Rangan and I really like this guy. The things he was talking about in the video, I'll link it in the description. Really sorted and focused. Cannot wait to see his future projects.
Rishi as Sham did a really good job. He played the character with dignity, and his smile has a very special charm on screen. His attitude and his face is very camera friendly. This is the third time I'm watching Achyuta Kumar. He was amazing in Lucia, and here he did an amazing job.
Now, of course, there are some issues which I want to point out, and I've said this before, the better the film, the harsher I get. I think the first problem that arose was just before the interval and the first 20-30 minutes after interval. I was confused. It felt like I missed some scenes. The movie's just going to a different direction. Suddenly there's an actress now. I didn't get from where did she come into the picture. Sham gets to know that Kumar is missing for a day and he went to interview this actress. But he knew that there were goons after him, so why didn't he go to the goons and find out where Kumar is? It was just too confusing. And suddenly this flirting started between the actress and the hero. Like, I was just shocked and amused what's happening. The post-interval scene where Muthana and Sham are following that guy. The music changes, there's a drum roll kind of music. The tone totally changes. There's a comedy scene, there's some bonding scenes. Suddenly it feels like a different movie altogether. It feels like a heist film. It bothered me, but then we came back to the story and it became better. In detective thrillers, the information is very important. You can either give the information to the audience from the first scene itself or reveal it slowly throughout the film. There are many ways to go about it. Even the information about the characters. You have to be sensible how to give the information and when to give the information. When we first meet the character of Muthana, we see that something happened in his life, that he's depressed, he's lonely, he drinks a lot. There's tension between Shyam and him. They don't get along easily. But then he comes across and he understands Shyam's perspective and they get together. And the tension and the conflict between them is over. We get to know about his past too. Now everything about that character is given to us. After that, we get a bonding scene between Shyam and Muthana in the car when he's trying to kill Iga. That scene didn't make sense because both the characters are already connected to each other. We don't need to spend time on their bonding, especially when everything about both of them is revealed and they understand each other. You are just prolonging the scene unnecessary and killing the pace of the film. If there was still tension between both the characters, that scene would have made a lot of sense. But everything was resolved beforehand and that scene was just extra and could have been cut out of the film. Even when the villain gives his monologue about how he did everything, how he accomplished the murder and got away, even in that scene, it is revealed that Kumar is only Babu. Now, if that information wouldn't have been revealed that time and it would have been revealed later by Shyam, it would have made more sense and it would have been more interesting. Once we got everything from the villain itself, then there was no information coming from elsewhere. We were just waiting for Shyam to find out, then do something about it, and then the end and the climax. So in the last 30 minutes of the film, we are just waiting for the character to find out and act upon it. And again, we lose the pace. The last thing I want to say, it's not a issue or a negative comment about the film, but the ending twist that Gurudas Naidu actually saved Shyam's father. Like, that twist was not set up any time in the movie. At the end, when it's given away to us, it's like, okay, if you say so. If you say so, that's how everything is connected, and really this is the Crossroads, that's the title of the film. Okay, if you say so, I'll believe it. But they don't set it up throughout the film. They don't set it up like, I'm not shocked to see that reveal, because it's not set up, it's just like you are giving it away. And to take an example of a different film here, I'm not comparing, I'm just telling you how the other film did it. And I'm sure most of you have seen Captain America Civil War. In that, we are shown the scene where Tony's parents die 4 times by the hands of Winter Soldier. And we don't know why they are showing this scene. The what is the mission report, 16 December, constantly shown that scene again and again. And at the end, when it's revealed that Winter Soldier only killed his parents, it is a shock to us, considering that it was throughout hinted at us. But in this film, that twist doesn't work. It's also because in Civil War, that was the main twist at the end, and in this film, it was just tying everything together. But you understand what I'm saying? Again, guys, this is all constructive criticism. I'm not trying to degrade this film. I really enjoyed this film, and I think it's one of the best thriller in India. And I can see that Kannada cinema is in great hands with all the new directors making really, really good films. Really excited to see what's next. So guys, that's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this, thumbs up, share this video, comment below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, check out other videos and consider subscribing. And I'll see you next time. Stay home, stay safe.